other question we've got here is more a talking point that a fan wrote in and asked me this question, but I sort of turned it into my own question because at the barbershop, I've been talking to a lot of people about North's list. A lot of people coming into the shop when I talk to them about footy who aren't North fans are saying they think North's going to jump a lot next year. And I'm a little bit of a pessimist compared to you being more the optimist, as we know.
True.
But then one day I was chatting to someone and someone said, well, look at all the players you got under 25. And I'm thinking, yeah, we got a few.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and we've got way more than I thought.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read off our list under 25 years old.
Okay.
And it's way more stacked than maybe I even realised. And this is a lot of the reason why I know we're going to be a great team one day. I don't know if it's next year, 3 years, 5 years. I don't know when, but I know it will happen. So here's North's list, 25 and under.
Okay.
She's a Wardlaw McKercher Dersma.
Yep.
Very easy. LDU is only 25 years old.
Crazy.
I think we're forgetting that.
Crazy.
He's only 25. He's not even in the prime of his career yet. Tom Powell, Bailey Scott, Finn O'Sullivan, Paul Curtis, Eddie Ford, Whitlock being a young talented player, Archer, Comben, Hardiman, Goda, Will Dawson, who I think can be part of our next premiership team, and Tristan Sherry is only 25 years old.
There's
as well.
more than that.
There's more, but they're the players that I think have the talent who will be here for a premiership team or our next finals team.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I missed out like Hanson Juniors and stuff like that, but I maybe just don't think they're going to be there for that. But these are the core players that I think are going to be part of our next finals team who are under 25
Crazy.
and under. Larky and Zerha are also only 26 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna loosely throw them in that, even though I know the list is 25 and under, but they're only 26 as well.
They're young.
So looking at that, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 players.
Wild.
Which is insane. This gives me so much excitement for our future
100%.
because the times that I be a bit of a pessimist, even though I want the same things that everybody wants, but I just need to see it. We're sneaky building a very, very good list here.
I don't think it's sneaky. I think everyone knows it.
Maybe I've been sneaky by, if you go out into the public and talk about North Melbourne, people are going to be like, they suck. So, I think if anyone's switched on or, a lot of media, I really highly doubt do any research into North Melbourne, especially covering our trade and draft period.
That's why I started Kanga TV.
Yeah,
for that reason.
We know this stuff is going on and North
100%.
fans are excited. I think if we talk about our team and how exciting it is, a lot of people won't give us the credit or respect for it yet.
Yeah, not at all.
So how do you feel just like looking at those names
it's
and
exciting.
feeling, how do you feel about our future and how quickly, realistically, I know you're the most delusional and best fan ever, but realistically, like that list, how quickly do you think we can actually move up?
Like we should be making finals in the next, probably in 3 years.
I can see 3 years being the earliest, but I think 3 years
because that's just the young core. You've got to think about the players that will attract and B, the older players. Like there's still got to be some balance.
Yeah.
Like even when you look at the baby Bombers when they won their premiership in 2000, they were so young, but they still had older players.
Is Griffin Logue 26 or 27? I think he's 27. Maybe that's why I didn't put him in that list. But he's going to be a player that will be that 32-year-old, hopefully in a finals team and leading. And will Core be there? I mean, what is he, 31?
Core's 30.
So 30, potentially still around, but maybe a Will Dawson takes the throne, but we'll see.
Don't push Aiden Core.
Well, he'll play till he's 45. This just makes me really, really, really excited. And it's a good spread. I think the forward line, key position forward depth is maybe still a little bit of a worry for me. I feel bad not putting Teakle on that list. I do think he's got the potential to be a best 23 player. But
I haven't seen enough yet.
I think there's more to see. I did put Whitlock in there without playing a game, obviously, and Finn O'Sullivan. But they're high draft picks, so I think it's fair to assume they're going to be there.
I would say so. It's exciting. I don't
so
know.
exciting.
I think now's the time to get on board, and I think that's a really and most of those guys have committed to the club as well, which is the other really exciting thing. We didn't see any players really request a trade out in the trade.
No, that's something you talked about as well.
Which we re-signed. It's about being able to retain these players throughout the season and the buy-in for where we're going and what we're doing. I think the club's all finally on the same page. I think the LDU signature is going to be a massive. Hopefully will come. I think it will come.
Do you think it's before the season or when do you think? Or when
I
does your
reckon
gut
it will
tell
be
you?
by the bye.
Yeah, I would be pretty surprised if it's before the end of the start of the season.
Because I don't think that he'll sign if it's not before the bye.
No, I think it's fair enough to assume for him that he wants to see improvement as well. And it's hard because, I know nothing is signed, but I don't remember a time where I've seen a player of his status come out twice on the news and say, and very strongly hint he's going to stay.
Yeah, I think he will stay as well.
And I think he will, yeah.
We had nothing. Like Cam Zerha gave us nothing, but I think that's just the kind of guy he is. Like he gave us nothing and then all of a sudden has signed a 5-year deal and his deal is like, I never wanted to leave. And it's like, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I just think that the belief and the boost that it will give this club, I think it's just almost immeasurable, to be honest.
I completely agree. I mean, this is the best player we've had for a very long time.
Like, imagine he signs like the week before we play Collingwood or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. And then we absolutely steamroll Collingwood.
Yeah, like that's
fantastic.
That's the sort of thing I think.
And you can see pockets of players who are going to play together. Like the midfield, and we already know the midfield is so set for the next decade. I would like to see. I wish we had maybe a key forward who was about 22 years old, who was maybe ready to break out. I think that's maybe the one element that we've lacked on a little bit.
But the good thing with Jack Darling, I'm not trying to like blow smoke up Jack Darling's ass. Everyone knows how much I love Jack Darling. But the good thing about him is he allows those guys a bit of time. Like he allows a Whitlock, if we play Whitlock forward, to develop.
It's true.
Or he allows Charlie Comben another 12 months. And then push forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it gives us, the Jack Darling acquisition gives us time to figure out what the premiership side looks like. Do you know what I mean?
I do understand. I just think there's a little bit too much of a gap between Whitlock and Larkey's age.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because are they going to be both in their primes at the same time? I'm not sure. Like potentially, but it'd be early for Whitlock, and Larkey would probably be. Look, realistically, Whitlock is a skinny 18-year-old who's 200 centimeters.
Yeah.
He's 5 to 7 years away from being in his prime, and Larkey in that time is going to be early 30s. So I just
okay, but I'll play the devil's advocate here. In 2000, and I think it was 18. In the first half of 2018, it could be 17, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Ben Brown and Jared Waite were the best 1-2 punch in the competition. They were the best 1-2 forward duo in the league.
Yeah, Ben Brown was recruited a little bit older though.
He was recruited a bit older, but the gap was still, I mean, it was
a big age gap.
Like
I may be more meaning
years.
like because they're a similar age gap, but they're younger.
Yeah.
Right? So can Whitlock perform, and you'd probably be wanting him 35 to 40 goals beside Larkey, who's kicking 50 plus, to be like a really good quality finals team. Can Whitlock do that by the time when Larkey's still in his prime?
Why not? I'm going to back him in. I'm going to back him in too. Yeah.
It's just a question. I really like Whitlock is making me want to watch the VFL next year. I love a key forward. A big key forward is my
forward.
Oh my god! Like I will lose it for a big key forward. So if Whitlock is playing in the VFL, I'm going to be watching nearly every game because I really want to see him play. But I think all over the ground, especially Archer, Comben, Hardiman go to Dawson down there as well. That's a really good backline. I do think there's slightly a little bit missing in the forward line, but Curtis, Ford, Whitlock in there.
They also did trial Will Dawson forward.
I don't like it. I want Chom needs to be back. That's his best position. If anyone's going to go forward, it has to be Comben, but I still think he's a much better He's shown a lot more in defence. Dawson, I don't like that. I actually hesitate a lot over swingmen because I know Clarkson really likes versatility, but I actually have a slightly different opinion on that, where I think players are much better when they have a defined position and can play that week in, week out. For me, Whitlock needs to be a forward, and don't even think about putting him in the back line or training him in the back line. I would just be straight out forward. This is you're going to be Larky's partner. I would be a little bit concerned if he's not training with the forwards. I heard he played defence in a sim match, so I'm a little bit concerned about that because even though I don't think Toby Pink's going to be here, for long term, we do have a lot of key position defenders now, even if none of them are incredibly outstanding. Chom's got the potential, Core's solid. Who knows what Logue's going to do next year with his injuries. But then Dawson, I think, has got so much potential. Callan is a little bit older but can be a really good backup. And Pink, I don't want Whitlock in that mix as well when there's only Larkey and Darling really up there.
Maybe it's one of those things that we've seen with like a McKercher or a Sheasel where they've started back to learn the craft and then move forward.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think as long as we get a little bit of communication on that, it's like Taylor Goad. And I guess I didn't put him in this list even though he's like a first round pick, but he's playing full back in the VFL and getting 3 touches a game. So,
Yeah.
but who knows? Maybe it's a long-term plan to get him around the ball a bit more.
He's
and then go
definitely
into the
not
run.
ready.
No, God, no. He's not
No.
going to play for a few years anyway. So,
Yeah.
anyway, just a little bit of a look at our list under 25 and under, because it does really, really excite me. I think we're building good partnerships forward, mid, and defence.
Yep.
And Tristan Sherry being 25 with those midfielders as well.
Crazy.
It's crazy because
actually crazy.
especially Sherry and LDU, they don't feel 25 years old.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's really, really exciting for North fans. And
Can't wait.
look, if that doesn't pump you up, guys, I absolutely have no idea what will, because I'm excited. So I think North fans, despite the outside criticism, have a lot more to look forward to. And we know that ourselves. We're not going to get the respect until we start winning games, and that's completely fair enough. But we've got a lot to look forward to.
That's what we're here for.
I think that's questions done.